Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks, bringing you the Daily SPY report for Friday, October 22nd, 2021. As usual, before I jump into the charts, I would love for you to click like if you like what you're seeing, and subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribing to this YouTube's channel for Wicked Stocks will provide you notifications each and every time the Daily SPY report is uploaded for your viewing, which is generally by about 5 p.m. Central Standard Time each and every trading day for the following trading day. Let's jump into the charts. You've got the big picture here. We had the settlement a week ago yesterday above the 438.64 to 439.67 area. That is a convergent channel top combination descending two-thirds speed line, both trend defining, both good trend identifiers, having settled above it, indicated for me anyway, bullish continuation as a 3 to 5 week target up to the 468.29 long-term trend line. This is old news for any of you who've been watching the last week or two, but I think repetition is important to continue driving home the thinking here in terms of the overall dynamic. If it's a 3 to 5 week bull move, then you may want to more aggressively play the long side on intermittent buy signals that occur on the way up. And most recently, we'll zoom in here. We had one a few trading days ago, earlier this week, above the 445.30 formation. Was that Tuesday? No, that was Monday of this week. We settled above that formation. That elicited a 3 to 5 day target at the 454.05 move high from last September. That's actually the all-time high. Today, we got up to 453.82, not far off that mark. So we're very close. We are inside the 1% threshold, which I consider to be essential tests. So you don't really have to test 454.05 to the tick. If you push inside that 1% area, that is essentially double top activity. Now, am I assuming the market's now going to rotate south into later October? No, I'm not, because I still maintain the 468.29 3 to 5 week target. And in fact, if we close today above 454.05, we should actually reach that 468.29 long-term trend line within just another week or two at the very most. Let's take a look at the day itself. I've got decent support at 450.48. That is that rising channel top that we settled above a few days ago. That is day support, and resistance is 454.05. Take a look at the support and resistance areas here. You can see it more clearly. The emboldened 450.48 is our daily support, can contain daily lows, and above which 454.05, that September high, in reach today. Now there are these minor points inside of that area, 451.31, 452.91, both well suited for aggressive day traders, intraday traders, but the 454.05 level is in reach. We could top out there through next week, and from there perhaps fall back to 445.30, that formation, over the following 3 to 5 days. And that remains kind of our 3 to 5 day dynamic. Having settled above the 445.30 formation earlier this week, 454.05 becomes a 3 to 5 day target. We are essentially testing it now, so it wouldn't surprise me to see this market fall back to 445.30 over the next 3 to 5 days. And then closing below 445.30, which I don't anticipate seeing today, would then indicate the much more meaningful upper 430s, 438.63 to 439.67, within just another 1 to 3 days of that. And that upper 430s well equipped to absorb selling really through November, and above which still anticipating 468.29. Now I will finish the downside scenario with a settlement below 438.63 over the next week or two would then indicate that 416.49 long-term support level within a few weeks of that, where the SPY can actually bottom out through the rest of the year, and from there turn up to new highs within a month, 2 or 3 of testing 416.49. So I've outlined the downside scenario. Enough of that. Back to today, 450.48 support, that rising channel top, and 454.05, the September high, is kind of our bracketed support and resistance. Now, because I'm anticipating 468.29 over the next 3 to 5 weeks, pushing through or even opening above today, 454.05 should yield at least 456.10 intraday. And I think really 457.59 is likely. And I'll go from this chart and I'll erase pretty much everything except that 454.05 high and show you that there is a former channel bottom at 457.59 that can contain today's high. So if we push or open above 454.05, 457.59 is, in my opinion, a likely day target where we could top out through the balance of the day. But just know, once again, that closing above 454.05 should then yield at 468.29 long-term trend line within just another week or two of activity. And let's cover the downside a little bit. If the market shows weakness today and breaks 450.48, especially early in the day, you never know. Overnight negative news, I'm not quite sure what might play out, of course. But if we break 450.48 early enough in the day, we could have a meaningful sell-off, being a Friday afternoon and all the way back to that 445.30 formation on an intraday basis. And if we do happen to test 445.30 later this day, later in the afternoon on Friday, that can contain selling well into next week. And once tested, we can rally back within 3 to 5 days up to that 454.05 formation. And then finally, closing below 445.30, certainly not expected today, but if so, we then should test that upper 430s, 438.63 to 439.67 area within just a few days, where once again we can bottom out through November trade. I will finish with this image. I showed this yesterday. I am contemplating scratching my head over how I might be able to include a triple Q and a DIA analysis on a daily basis. I think you could consider that forthcoming. I just don't know when. Is it going to be over the next week? Is it going to be later in November? I'm not sure. I'm sort of trying to clear my desk to see if I can squeeze that in, but I very much want to. I think it would complete a suite of ETF products that are prominent, obviously, the SPY, the triple Q, and the diamonds. So this chart that you're looking at, I showed in yesterday's video. It is a weekly bar chart of the DIA. We have a long-term channel bottom we tested a few weeks ago at 340.78, and I'd mentioned in yesterday's video that having tested that channel bottom, it doesn't take a stretch of the imagination to see that the diamonds, or the Dow ETF, if you will, can continue all the way up to the channel top that is presently at 387.06 over the next few months. And I think the trigger for that, the signal for that, would be a settlement today, that is the week itself, Friday and all, above 358.89. You may want to put a 1% margin on that. I haven't provided the math here, but it would be, 3.58 above 358.89. It would be around, 362.69 or something. I don't know. You can just add the 1% to 358.89, and that is the level that I would be more comfortable with this market settling at or above today, for then clearly indicating bullish continuation through November and into December. The next, I'm going to say 5 to 8 weeks then in reach of that 387.06 channel top, where we can top out on a quarterly basis. But until we close above 358.89, we could quite easily, over the next few weeks, fall back to 340.78. And as I say that, I'm thinking of the SPY right now. That 454.05 high is very similar in terms of location to that 358.89 level on the Dow. So could we double top at 454.05? We certainly may. As I've been saying, it is a 3-star resistance level. And, holding below it now, this market can grow tired, fall back to 445.30 over the next 3 to 5 days, and over the next few weeks, all the way back into the upper 430s. That is a possibility. We don't have clarity on that, at least initially, until we close today, for instance, below 450.48, and then it's looking like a real possibility. But closing above 454.05, and that's the last thing I say, I promise you, would be consistent with the 3 to 5 week buy signal above the upper 430s, anticipating 468.29 then, with not 3 to 5 weeks, but actually within a week or two of that. And that, I promise you, is all I've got to say for today's Daily SPY Report for Friday, October 22nd. Please click like, please click subscribe, and I will talk to you probably Sunday afternoon for Monday's analysis. You have a great weekend.